Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
How was that for you that you spent all this time, even growing up, like as a protester, and then
Yeah,
now you become on the side of being
yeah,
protested?
yeah. It's hard. I mean, it's hard for a couple reasons. That was hard. It's also hard because, from my connections in to nature, to hula, and I've spent a lot of time trying to advance UH as we talk about it in different ways, but Native Hawaiian place of learning. And so many Hawaiians, and especially at the university, were opposed to TMT. It's a very divisive issue. So yeah, it's maybe emotionally the hardest thing for me. I mean, COVID was hard, but it was more intellectually difficult than and organizationally difficult, institutionally difficult. TMT was personally difficult because I watched my position and my role. I was the face of this. I got a death threat on social media. Yeah, it's hard. I had to take comfort in, am I comfortable? This is the right thing for Hawaii and for Hawaiians. And I know plenty of Hawaiians who support TMT, and most of whom don't really want to say it.
Is it basically, should it be up there or not, or should there be telescopes or not? Is that kind of the
Yeah,
debate then, or?
yeah, yeah. So the law that created the Stewardship Authority said it is the policy of the state of Hawaii that we do astronomy on Mauna Kea, but it leaves to the authority is that one small telescope that nobody can see. So this is the best observing site in the northern hemisphere for sure, and maybe on the planet. Chile is pretty good, but you get a different view of the skies from the southern hemisphere than the northern hemisphere. So, on the one hand, there are those who believe everything that's up there is a desecration of a sacred mountain. And there are others, including Hawaiians, who would say, we are the stewards of the best place to understand the universe, the stewards of the best place on the planet to do that work. The Hawaiians were the best astronomers on the planet, the Polynesians, for voyaging purposes. This is not a desecration. If you do it respectfully and responsibly, it's an opportunity. And then there's a lot of positions in between that, but it has to be done responsibly. And again, that's one of the reasons I feel terrible that UH is still tarred with this, history of being a bad steward of Mauna Kea. And I feel that now we are a really good steward of Mauna Kea. And I'm sorry that, the decision was made to pass it off to somebody else, but that's not a completely unreasonable decision. And they're not going to have to figure this out from scratch. We're turning over a program with rangers, with education, with conservation programs. We monitor, I don't remember the number, but I want to say a couple hundred archaeological sites. We check them every year or so. We're removing invasive species all the time. We're planting native species. The rangers keep people safe. And even independent of the telescopes, there's a lot of, I don't know if you've spent time on Hawaii Island, but, snow play is a big deal. People on Hawaii Island, you go up there and you can play in the snow on Mauna Kea. It's the only place in Hawaii. And, people will fill up their trucks with snow and take it back down and play with it. So, just keeping people safe up there it's a good thing to do. And our rangers are the ones doing that.
So if you took out your role with the university, you took yourself completely out of that, and it's just you as David Lassner with all your background and so on, how do you look at it?
I believe we should figure out how to do astronomy responsibly up there. My personal view is it is consistent with, I mean, I'm not an authority. I'm just like one person, and I have talked to authorities, but my belief is it is not a desecration to engage in the best science on Earth, in the best place on Earth, to do it here in Hawaii. And I think understanding of the universe is consistent with things Hawaiians would have done. Kalakaua said, it would please me greatly. There's a quote that the astronomers used after he viewed Palomar. He was excited about astronomy in Hawaii. Does that mean he would have done this on Mauna Kea? I don't know. Nobody knows. But, I'm not the person who should decide that. I wish we could bring people together, and maybe the authority is the right venue to do that, because it is structured statutorily with people who have a lineal connection to the mountain, cultural practitioners, astronomers, land use people.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.